Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. Lord Loomer has now decided to attack Chinese PayPal. And I love Chinese people, I love Chinese food. If China became a Muslim country, I'd probably move there if I was able to, because there's just something about China that is really mysterious. The work ethic, the humor, the tiger moms, the culinary cuisine is one of my favorites. So I do enjoy a good Chinese cuisine meal. Now, Laura Loomer, her nation, her tribe, cannot control the Chinese. She can't control the Muslims yet. So when she talks about the Chinese students being spies, I find this to be bizarre. Personally, whenever I've had, and I hope it stays this way, whenever I've had an experience with a Chinese doctor or a Chinese pharmacist or nurse, it's been really great. If they're from China and then they come over here as immigrants, or they're the first generation, like their parents are from China, they got this work ethic and clarity, and China produces really great doctors. And I've been served well by Chinese medical personnel, and I find them to be my favorite. And to not have the Chinese people here, I think, would be a great disservice to America. I know a lot of people hate communism, but not every person who lives in China is a communist. Just like Trump's in power now, that doesn't mean everyone likes MAGA, right? So, I wish China would be better with the Uyghur Muslims, but again, it's an atheistic regime, essentially, so there's not much we can do about it. She writes here, I've never met a Muslim who has been a net positive for America. I'll let you know when I find one. That's pretty wild to say, truly. I was thinking about when I got my specialist ultrasound. It was done by a Chinese doctor, and his assistant was a Muslim from Egypt. And I've benefited greatly from both of them. And when I was in pain with my, when you're going through contractions and whatnot, it was a really nice Asian nurse, man. She was there with me, and I didn't want her to leave. I felt safe with her. I'm sure many of you mamas who have labored in an American hospital, when you get around bad nurses and there's bad vibes, it's really hard to feel safe. But when you get around a caring, kind, empathetic nurse, it makes you feel safe. And after you've had your baby and you have a nurse coming to check on your incision or to push how they press on your stomach so that the blood comes out, and they're doing your vitals, you feel really comfortable and sought after, like in a nice way, when the nurse is attentive. And there are tons of Asians in California who work in the medical field, and I noticed that they have a great way of being. And there's quite a lot of Muslims now, hijabi nurses, and Muslim male doctors. And I know because they give the salam. And what has Laura Loomer done for society? She's not even been fit enough to get proposed to. No man has decided to tell her, let me marry you. And yet, she thinks she's a net positive on society. She spends her days causing hatred towards Muslims and not having children. She is like Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings to President Trump. I don't see her as a healthy human being, a sane human being. She literally is happy that there's children starving in Palestine. She's a genocidal maniac. She can't leave her face alone. She's constantly Botoxing it up, trying to change the reflection she sees in the mirror. It's such a shame that now she's attacking the Chinese because she just can't stop spreading hate. It's strange, truly. Think of all the... Let me put it this way. All the people who have restaurants who are Chinese and they're just grinding it out. I love... One of my favorite meme formats is Chinese dad says what? You know you have a Chinese dad when this... And I've shared them on Instagram. But you see a lot of the... One was like... There was a Chinese dad. And he goes, you no get a A, you get B. B is for bitch. And he slaps his son. You know, they have high expectations for their children. And I'm sure you've come across the Chinese kindergartens and some of the Chinese curriculums and the work ethic of the Chinese talk about enduring. And there's this guy called Uncle Rural who's from China, and he cooks all kinds of critters, wastes nothing. And I have learned so much from him. So much. The fact that they cook and they don't waste. And Chinese medicine, Chinese acupuncture, they've done quite a lot for the world. Laura Loomer, she's contributed nothing except hysteria, that there's always a boogeyman, constant demonization of Muslims. She tries to incite sectarian religious violence. It's strange. She wants to start a war with Iran. She's nothing good right now for us. It's too bad she was born in America, because it would be funny if she could get deported back to the land that she so loves. Strange. So, may Allah bless all the Chinese Muslims, and may Allah bless all the Muslims who are working hard in their fields. And subhanallah, we have a lot we can learn from the Chinese, especially Americans. And I think that they should be let in. And we have a lot we can learn from China as well. Just look at their trains, for example. It's not so bad. I know they have their credit score system, but crime is not as bad in China as it is in America. Think about it. Let me know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and join the blog.